Hey everybody, welcome back to Limit Breaker Fitness. Monty here again. So today we're here for another episode of my Muscles in Motion series, and today we're going to cover the triceps. After all, we got to do tries and to get the guys, right? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for that. I'm so sorry. I apologize profusely. Don't click off, please. Anyway, yeah, tries for the guys. These things right here. So, the triceps. Triceps, meaning three heads, is going to have three components to it. Now, the first component is going to be what's called the long head. Now, the long head attaches to the scapula. It's a little different than the other two heads. The other two heads are the lateral head and the medial head, and those two heads both attach into the top of the humerus. Now, all three of these guys, they're going to feed down into one triceps tendon that's going to attach to the ulna, or the inside bone of the forearm. And these heads together, they're going to work on elbow extension, which just means straightening the arm out. That's all it is. They're antagonistic to the biceps here, which means they work opposite. So while the biceps flexes, the triceps here, they're going to extend. Now, the triceps are pretty straightforward, just like the biceps. They really only do one thing. They also, when they're fully contracted, work to take the arm a little bit behind the body. And that's going to be important to know, because that's also going to influence how we want to train them. Now, in order to train them, we're going to be doing a couple different exercises. Now, the first exercise we're going to be doing is the cable pushdown. And when you're doing the cable pushdown, I want you to use a rope for it. Use a rope, because what that's going to do, it's going to help you to really get the arms back and get the tricep fully contracted, and that'll really hit that medial head. A lot of times when we're doing exercises that involve the tricep, we're not really able to get the arm completely behind there and get that full contraction, and so the medial head can suffer a little bit. Now, like I said before, you're not going to work one head and not the others on any muscle, but we can influence it, and sometimes we need to make sure that medial head's under the influence, so to speak. Now, the other exercise we're going to do is the overhead tricep extensions using the cable. What's great about this exercise is it's going to focus on the long head, and it's going to make sure that we get a full stretch on that long head so that we're able to work it in its full range of motion. You see, the long head fully stretched is when the arm is going up and above. And that's when we get a full stretch on that. If you don't believe me, go ahead, take your arm, just take your elbow up, 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 and see if you can feel that stretch coming down. And it connects back into the scapula, remember? So you might be able to feel it all the way down there. So we do that overhead extension, and that's going to really be able to hit that long head and put that stretch on it that we want. Now, the lateral head tends to be the dominant one in a lot of our pressing exercises. So we don't really need to do a specific exercise to try to target it, because it sees a lot of work already being used. Whenever we're doing any of our bench pressing motions, it's going to be the head of the triceps that's most heavily involved. So remember, any pressing motion we do, the tricep is going to be a synergistic or assisting muscle in order to do that movement. So not really a specific exercise we need to focus on for it, but a third exercise I do encourage you to try to do is some body weight dips, assisted dips if you're too weak, plated dips if you're too strong. And that's just a great way to develop all three heads at the same time and really build up some strength, because we don't usually, while it assists a lot with our pressing exercises, we don't usually get a lot of pressing with a lot of weight focused just on it. The chest and the shoulders tend to take over most of the work when we're doing that, which is a good thing. That's what we want. So to really get some pressing that is focused on that lateral head, we can go ahead and do dips. And the great thing about body weight exercises is they're a great gauge of fitness. So if you can't do dips, it means you're either super overweight, super weak, whatever it is. But guess what? Doesn't matter what it is, because you follow Limit Breaker Fitness. You can send me an email, limitbreakerfitnessllc@gmail.com. I'll work with you one-on-one. We'll get a training program. We'll watch your meal plan for you. And you can always just go ahead and do my free beginner program. I'll have that linked in the description as always. And don't forget, guys, like, share, and subscribe. I really want to focus on growing this channel. My whole goal here is to get a lot of good information out to as many people as possible and really help and motivate you guys as well. So like, share, comment, subscribe. That helps the algorithm. It'll boost it up. And that's it for today. Chase that pump, guys. See you later.